Welcome back to Valuable Coins, your trusted channel for everything about rare and valuable coins. Today, we're diving deep into very special US quarters that have captured the hearts and wallets of collectors nationwide. First up, the 1999 Georgia commemorative quarter dollar with the P Mint mark is much more than just a small piece of copper-nickel alloy. It represents a significant moment in the United States' ongoing story, and understanding that story is key to appreciating its tremendous value. In 1999, the U.S. Mint launched the 50 State Quarters program, an ambitious and incredibly popular initiative that sought to celebrate each of the 50 states with its own unique quarter design. Georgia was the fourth state featured, and its design is a vivid homage to the state's founding and its history as one of the original 13 colonies. The Georgia quarter prominently features a striking image of the state's historical elements, a peach, the state's iconic fruit, which has come to symbolize Georgia across the nation. Alongside the peach, the design shows live oak sprigs and the state outline, accompanied by the inscription Georgia 1788, marking the year Georgia joined the Union, the phrase "In God We Trust," and the mint mark P for the Philadelphia Mint are also present on the coin. What makes the 1999 Georgia quarter exceptionally valuable, however, isn't just the design or the program it belongs to. It's the rarity of certain errors, the limited mintage in pristine conditions, and the extremely high demand from collectors who recognize the quarter as a cornerstone piece in the State Quarter series. Let's talk numbers. The mintage for the Georgia quarter in Philadelphia, with the P Mint mark, was approximately 115 million coins, which is a very large number in the coin collecting world. At first glance, such a large mintage might suggest that these coins should be relatively common and inexpensive. However, several factors elevate the value of specific Georgia quarters dramatically. One of the key elements collectors hunt for is the presence of errors or varieties. Some Georgia quarters were found with double dies, where the design elements appear to have been struck twice by mistake. Such coins show a slight doubling of letters or images, making them stand out sharply. Under magnification, the rarity of these error coins makes them highly prized, as fewer were made before the error was corrected. Another factor contributing to the Georgia quarter's value is condition. While most coins from 1999 are common in circulated condition, uncirculated or proof examples, especially those with deep luster and no wear, are far rarer. Interestingly, even quarters found in rusty and dirty condition like the one we are discussing can be valuable if the coin has unique features, is an error, or has other unusual traits. Rust and dirt are generally seen as negatives in coin collecting, as they can obscure details and degrade the metal. But in some cases, a coin's provenance, rarity, or historical importance can outweigh condition. Collectors are often willing to pay premium prices for coins that complete a collection, or for those with historical or error-related significance. In today's auction market, a 1999 Georgia quarter with the P Mint mark in rusty and dirty condition can still fetch prices well above $200,000, but this is generally for coins exhibiting rare die varieties or other error features. Clean, common circulation pieces of this quarter typically sell for just a few dollars. But the rare errors, paired with the state's passionate collector base, have driven prices sky high in recent years. Collector interest in this coin also comes from the larger story of the 50 State Quarters program, which became one of the most successful coin series ever launched by the U.S. Mint. This program inspired many new collectors to enter the hobby, and now, decades later, collectors are willing to invest heavily in completing the series with rare and valuable specimens. For someone looking to acquire a Georgia quarter with the P Mint mark in today's market, it's essential to carefully examine the coin's details and to seek expert certification from grading services such as PCGS or NGC certified. Error coins or rare varieties with proper documentation can sell for hundreds of thousands of dollars, making them an exceptional investment piece. To summarize, the 1999 Georgia commemorative quarter dollar with the P Mint mark, even in rusty and dirty condition, holds tremendous value when it exhibits rarity in errors or varieties. Its significance within the state quarters program, combined with its historical context and collector enthusiasm, makes it a truly remarkable coin to own. Now, turning our attention to the 1991 Washington quarter with the D mint mark and a large date, we encounter another fascinating piece that combines history, design excellence, and collectible value. The Washington quarter has been an iconic part of American coinage since it was first introduced in 1930 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. This design features the first U.S. president's profile on the obverse side, created by sculptor John Flanagan. The reverse features an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing peace and strength. By 1991, the Washington quarter was still struck in large quantities for circulation, with millions produced across multiple mints. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, which is historically significant, as it is one of the most prolific coin producers in the United States. The 1991 Washington quarter, especially the large date variety, is distinguished by its slightly larger numeral 9 in the date, a feature that helps collectors identify it and distinguish it from the small date version. This difference can be subtle, but it is highly important to numismatists and coin dealers. Now, what makes this particular 1991 D mint mark quarter so sought after is the combination of its rarity in specific error forms and the fact that it's found in circulated condition with red rusting on the reverse side. While rust is generally undesirable, the presence of red toning or partial red color can add an intriguing visual element, attracting certain collectors who appreciate unique patinas and color changes on coins. This coin's mintage was approximately 180 million, so like the Georgia quarter, it is abundant. However, the rarity lies in specific error coins, such as doubled dies, die cracks, or other minting anomalies. These rare error quarters have become a cornerstone for collectors who specialize in Washington quarter varieties. Collectors also value coins that show an interesting story through their condition. For example, a quarter showing evidence of circulation with red rusty areas but retaining strong detail, and the large date variety can sometimes command extraordinary prices, especially if certified by a professional grading service. In the auction market today, 1991 Washington quarters with D mint marks and large date varieties in rusty, dirty, circulated condition have been known to reach values upwards of $470,000, especially when the coin exhibits exceptional error features or has been authenticated as a rare die variety. It's important to note that the general population of these quarters in circulated condition is usually worth only a few dollars, but rarity combined with demand fuels these premium prices. Collectors' passion for Washington quarters runs deep, with many seeking to complete detailed collections that include every date, mint mark, and error variety. The 1991 large date D mint mark quarter is an essential piece for such specialized collections, making it an object of intense desire. The coin also holds historical significance as it was minted during a transitional period when the U.S. Mint was preparing for the introduction of the state quarters program, which started in 1999. This gives the 1991 quarter a place in the broader timeline of American coinage evolution. For potential buyers or collectors, finding a genuine 1991 Washington quarter D large date with error features, even in rusty or dirty condition, requires thorough research and reliance on professional grading and authentication. Coins with documented provenance and expert certification often fetch the highest prices at auction. To wrap up, the 1991 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in the large date variety, even when found in rusty and circulated condition, can be incredibly valuable. Its rarity in error forms, combined with its important place in American numismatic history and passionate collector interest, make it a coin worth serious attention and investment. Next up, we have the most valuable United States commemorative quarter dollar from 2001, featuring North Carolina with the Philadelphia mint mark. or P mint mark in a rusty, dirty condition. This coin is a fascinating example of American heritage and numismatic rarity. While at first glance, a rusty and dirty coin might seem less desirable, in the world of coin collecting, certain factors can elevate even well-worn pieces to remarkable auction values. This particular North Carolina quarter tells a story of state pride, meticulous craftsmanship, and collector enthusiasm that has driven its value sky high. The 2001 North Carolina quarter is part of the highly celebrated 50 state quarters program initiated by the United States Mint in 1999. This ambitious project aimed to honor each of the 50 states with unique quarter designs released in the order they ratified the Constitution or were admitted to the Union. North Carolina's design is rich in symbolism, featuring the famous Wright brothers' first powered flight at Kitty Hawk, represented by the Wright Flyer, soaring above the words first flight, capturing a milestone in American innovation and progress. Historically, this coin connects deeply to North Carolina's identity as the birthplace of powered aviation. The Wright brothers' achievement in 1903, Kitty Hawk changed the course of history and cemented the state's legacy in American ingenuity. For collectors, this context adds a layer of narrative that goes beyond metal and making. The coin is a small but powerful tribute to a pivotal moment in history. When we look at mintage, the 2001 North Carolina quarter had a total production from the Philadelphia Mint of approximately 445 million pieces. While this is a substantial number, what makes this coin stand out is not merely quantity, but the unique errors and variations discovered in some specimens. Among these, collectors have identified rare die errors, such as doubled dies, striking anomalies, and other subtle imperfections that dramatically increase the coin's desirability. In fact, some of these error coins, even in less than pristine conditions like rusty or dirty surfaces, have been recorded in auctions fetching upwards of $100,000 or more. This might come as a surprise because normally, coins in perfect, uncirculated condition fetch the highest prices. However, with error coins, the rarity and uniqueness often trump condition. The rusty appearance, caused by natural oxidation of the metal, can sometimes be a hallmark of authenticity, indicating age and provenance. Collectors prize these North Carolina quarters because they represent a fascinating intersection of American history, artistic design, and numismatic mystery. Each auction tells a story of passionate buyers competing for the chance to own a piece of history. The market for such coins is vibrant, with prices influenced by rarity, condition, and provenance, pushing values beyond $100,000 for top-tier error specimens. Moving on to the design features, the coin is composed of a copper nickel-clad standard for quarters of this era, with a diameter of 20.6 mm and a thickness of 1.75 mm. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, consistent across all state quarters, while the reverse showcases the dynamic Wright Flyer aircraft, symbolizing flight and innovation. The inscriptions include North Carolina, the year 2001, first flight, and E pluribus unum, all finely detailed by the U.S. Mint's skilled engravers. This coin's design is not just a tribute to a historical event, but also a reflection of American values, progress, exploration, and achievement. For collectors aged 50 to 75, many of whom may have lived through decades of change and innovation themselves, this coin resonates personally, making it a cherished addition to any collection. Error coins in this series have particularly attracted attention because the minting process involved complex die usage, sometimes leading to doubled dies, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These anomalies create unique variations that can push the value of even circulated or rusty coins into the six-figure range. Given that many coins were released into circulation, finding such errors is both exciting and rare, drawing competitive bidding from collectors worldwide. Collectors interested in this coin should always consider provenance and authenticity, as the high auction values attract counterfeit attempts. Reputable grading and authentication services play a vital role in preserving the coin's value and ensuring buyers receive a genuine collectible. In the current auction market, examples of the 2001 North Carolina quarter with notable errors and authentic provenance have been known to reach values exceeding $100,000, even when the coin shows signs of age such as rust or dirt. For those curious about buying or selling such coins, timing and market trends are crucial. The collectible coin market can fluctuate based on interest, economic conditions, and new discoveries of rare specimens. However, the story of the North Carolina quarter shows us that coins with deep historical ties and unique minting anomalies will always find a dedicated and enthusiastic audience willing to pay a premium. Now, turning our attention to the next coin featured in today's video, the most valuable United States commemorative quarter dollar from 1999, celebrating New Jersey with a Philadelphia Mint P mark, shown here in circulated black color. With a rusty and dirty condition, this coin, like the North Carolina quarter, belongs to the 50-state quarters program, the most successful numismatic initiative by the United States Mint in recent history. The 1999 New Jersey quarter is significant, both for its design and for what it represents historically. New Jersey, one of the original 13 colonies, ratified the Constitution in 1787, making it the third state in the Union. The coin's design reflects this proud heritage by featuring the iconic three forts of New Jersey: Fort Lee, Fort Mercer, and Fort Mott, which played crucial roles during the American Revolutionary War. These forts symbolize courage, defense, and the fight for American independence. This historical context adds rich meaning to the coin, connecting collectors not only to the physical artifact, but also to the legacy of freedom and resilience that defines the state and the nation. The coin's inscriptions include New Jersey, the year 1999-1787, and liberty, emphasizing the state's founding and commitment to American values. The mintage of the 1999 New Jersey quarter was impressively high, with the Philadelphia Mint producing approximately 413 million coins. This high mintage typically suggests a more common coin. However, rarity in numismatics is often determined by subtle factors such as mint errors, die variations, and surviving conditions. For the New Jersey quarter, collectors have identified specific error varieties, including double dies, misstrikes, and rare die cracks, which significantly enhance the coin's value. Among the most sought after are error coins exhibiting doubled die obverse or reverse features, which create a visually striking effect of duplicated letters or images. Such errors are a testament to the minting process's complexity and occasional imperfections, which collectors prize for their uniqueness. Even coins in circulated, blackened, rusty, and dirty conditions can command auction prices well above $90,000 when verified as genuine error specimens. The black coloration on this quarter often results from chemical reactions over time, including oxidation and environmental exposure, which alter the coin's surface. While this might deter some collectors seeking pristine examples, it often appeals to seasoned numismatists who value authenticity and history above superficial appearance. Design-wise, the coin is a standard-clad quarter, measuring 20.6 mm. In diameter, the obverse features the classic George Washington portrait, while the reverse showcases the historic forts, rendered with fine detail to evoke the strength and history of New Jersey. This design is notable for its intricate depiction of colonial-era military architecture, connecting modern-day collectors with the Revolutionary War era. Collector interest in the New Jersey quarter is high due to its place in the first year of the 50-state quarters program, a landmark project that rekindled public interest in coin collecting across the United States. Its historical significance, combined with the Mint's initial experimental phases that sometimes produced errors, makes this quarter a fascinating piece for both new and seasoned collectors. In recent years, auction results have demonstrated the coin's strong market value, especially for error specimens. Coins showing double dies, significant die cracks, or other minting anomalies even when in circulated and rusty condition, have sold at auctions for prices exceeding $100,000. This remarkable value underscores the importance of rarity and uniqueness in numismatics, where an ordinary-looking coin can turn into a coveted treasure. Collectors in the 50 to 75-year-old demographic often appreciate the New Jersey quarter for its blend of historical narrative, artistic merit, and the excitement of era collecting. Owning such a coin is like holding a small piece of revolutionary history that also tells a story of the mint's complex production processes. When considering this coin for collection or investment, experts advise paying close attention to authentication and grading. Given the coin's high market value and desirability, counterfeit coins and replicas exist, so obtaining certification from trusted grading services is essential. Auction houses specializing in numismatics provide platforms where genuine era quarters achieve record-breaking prices. In summary, the 1999 New Jersey commemorative quarter, especially those with notable mint errors and in circulated but historically authentic condition, represents a thrilling opportunity for collectors to own a piece of American history valued well above its face value, sometimes surpassing $100,000 at auction. Next up, the 1968 Washington quarter. This coin was part of a series produced to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The Washington quarter series began in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of Washington's birth, but it became a mainstay in American coinage due to its enduring design and historical importance. The 1968 Washington quarter was minted during a transitional era for U.S. coinage, notably because it marked one of the final years quarters were struck in 90% silver before the mint shifted completely to clad compositions in 1965. However, the 1968 quarters were not silver but made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which often causes confusion among collectors. What makes the 1968 quarter extraordinary, especially the one we are discussing, is its large date variety combined with a D-mint mark error. Typically, mint marks identify the facility where the coin was produced. The D represents the Denver Mint. However, in some cases, mint marks were doubled, misplaced, or even struck with defects. Such errors add tremendous rarity and desirability. In the case of the 1968 Washington quarter large date with D-mint mark error, collectors are drawn to the doubled or heavily distorted mint mark that significantly distinguishes this coin from standard issues. This error is not commonly found, and the combination of the large date style with the faulty D-mint mark makes this quarter one of the rarest in the series. Adding to the intrigue is the coin's black coloration and dirty condition. This black tone often results from natural toning or environmental factors affecting the coin over time, such as oxidation or chemical reactions with the air or soil. While collectors usually prefer coins in pristine condition, certain black or patinated coins hold an aesthetic appeal that reflects age and authenticity, especially when they retain their original surface rather than being artificially altered. The market value for such an error coin in this condition can soar well beyond typical quarters. In recent auction sales, similar coins have fetched prices exceeding $100,000, making it a highly coveted item for high-end collectors and investors who specialize in rare error coins and key varieties. The limited number of known specimens, coupled with the historical significance of the Washington quarter series, fuels demand. The mintage for the 1968 Denver Mint quarters was quite high, with over 260 million pieces struck that year. However, the error varieties, especially those with large date and mint mark anomalies, were produced in extremely limited quantities as they were unintentional mistakes that slipped through the mint's quality control processes. Design-wise, the obverse of the Washington quarter showcases John Flanagan's portrait of George Washington, a design that has remained iconic for decades. The large date variety features noticeably bigger digits in the date stamp, differentiating it from the small date versions minted concurrently. The reverse side depicts a heraldic eagle clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing readiness for war and desire for peace. Collectors interested in this coin are often those who specialize in era coins or Washington quarter varieties. The coin's rarity, combined with its historical context and unique physical characteristics, makes it a centerpiece in advanced collections. Auction houses often highlight these features to entice serious bidders, and the coin's provenance or certification from reputable grading services can significantly affect its final selling price.